Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's Cole here, and today we're going to be making another SC video. And as you guys could see from a second ago, we got it up on the lift. And we're going to be putting on new radiator and then a new fan shroud. We got it outside, it's drying right now, I just had it cleaned up. So we're going to put in a new radiator and a new fan shroud in today's video, so I'm going to be showing y'all how to do that. And then I'm going to be getting just the engine bay is going to be a lot cleaner after that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. And let's get right into it. Alright, so once you get the car lifted up off the ground and cooled off for a second, you're going to want to go ahead and go underneath the car to about, let's see, right here is the drain hose, and then right here we have the drain release. So we're going to have to loosen that with something underneath to get all the coolant out of the radiator. And once it starts leaking, you can go ahead, and I'll show y'all in 1 second, but you can go ahead and go up to the top and loosen up the fill cap on the top of the radiator. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this, and I can't, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera. I'll go up on the other side. This little twisty right here releases the coolant out of the bottom right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, so sorry about the background noise if it's a little loud right now. But as you guys can see, we got that draining out right there. So you gotta give it a couple turns, it will start draining. And it's draining slower now, but we'll come up to the top. I already got it a little loose, but come up to the top and take that fully off. And then just set it right there. And then now see how much faster it's coming. I'll put it on the edge. Nope, it's just gonna be spraying. So we got that draining out. So I did use a pair of these grips because mine would not, I could not get it off by hand. So I used a pair of these. I'm pretty sure I explained this in the beginning, but I used a pair of these and to get that off, and then we're gonna let this leak and I'll show you guys what's next. Alright, so here we have our new, or in better condition, fan shroud than ours. And as you can see, we got this tab in pretty much perfect condition. And then we have this tab, which is broke a little bit. So we're gonna try to use some, we're gonna bring this over here, and we're gonna try to use some plastic weld, kind of cold weld things we got right there. And I ripped a piece off of, the factory, or the original one from here, because that was already broken. And we're gonna try to use that and kind of rig something up so it'll go on here somewhat like that, with this little brace behind it into position, so we can have this, so this will be sturdy and it will be able to hold it up like this one, and it won't be all shaking around like this one is now. And this is what we don't want right here. Alright, so here's the tools you'll be needing for this video. Flashlight, big set of flat end pliers or anything to get off hose clamps. Another smaller set of pliers to get off hose clamps. A 17mm long end wrench. 12mm ratcheting or normal wrench, either one works. A 10mm. A 12mm. A little extension, isn't really needed but it helps. And then a 1/4 inch ratchet. So now we're here underneath the car, we're waiting for everything to dry. We have 3 hoses to take off of the bottom. We have the main big one right here, which we'll take off first. And then we have the 2 trans cooler hoses right here. We got a short one going to right there. And then there's a little bit of longer one that's all the way down the end right there. So with these same pliers, we're gonna be able to get these off. But you're gonna wanna make sure you have something down here to catch everything. So we're gonna catch everything in here once we get that one out, and then I'll show y'all. I should be able to show y'all once I get this one out, and then I will update y'all getting these out. All right, so we got the big one off, as you can see right here. A little bit leaked out. Actually, well, no more leaking out now, but a little bit leaked out. Not much though. So then now we have to get this one right here off, which is a smaller this goes to the trans. It's like the built-in trans cooler. And then there's another one right down here. same size hose as this one, but just longer. So these two are going to come off next, and then I'll update y'all once I get those off. Alright, so here we have the first transcooler line off. And then so it ran kind of just tucked up here right now, just so it doesn't leak out of it anymore. It really didn't leak that much. It's tucked right there. So next up, we're taking this one off, which is the longer one, right there. So we're gonna have to move our bucket system over, and then we'll get this one unplugged, and I'll update you guys once I get that off. Alright, so we just got all three of the lower ones off. We're gonna head and go and move up to the top, where there's two more. So we have this one right here, connecting, I guess this is the overflow. And then we have the other large radiator hose right here. Small one. Should be pretty easy. Yep, small one. And then just make sure it doesn't leak. Or the big one. And there we have it. Off. Top is off. Alright, so next up we're going to need our ratchet and then like small extension. You don't really need a small extension, but it just makes it a little bit easier to reach these ones. So like I said, we're going to need for these two right here, we're going to need, actually there's two here and then two exact same spot on the other side. We're going to need a 12 millimeter. And then for this one, we're going to need to take this off, which is like the cover, but there's also a little piece under there. We'll need 10 millimeter. And I'll take this one fully out. And I'll switch it back. And then I'll get these two off. Same exact thing on this side. We got the two 12s and then a 10 right here. And we'll switch over to the 10. And there we have those two brackets off, this one and then the one on the other side. So let's get on to the next step. Alright, so just to make things a little bit easier, we're going to take off the other end right here of the radiator hose. Alright, so we got this out. The upper hose. Alright, so next up we'll have to be actually taking the fan bolts off, which are these bolts right here. There's 4 of them. They're all 12 millimeters. So it would be easiest to use the ratcheting wrench, like box end. But if you don't have a box end, or if you don't have a ratcheting one, you can just use a normal one. They don't really, all you have to do is basically break them and they'll come off. And then for this end, so we don't turn the pulley every time we pull on it, we have a 17 millimeter box end on this nut right here on the pulley. So when we're pulling on this, we will also just hold that still so that this doesn't spin around and the belt gets messed up. So I'm going to set you guys up right here to get a good view, and then I'll be taking those off. Alright, so with my right hand I'll be holding the 17 millimeter, and I'm going to get the 12 down in here. I already got one loose. Put it on. Alright, got that one. Alright, so we got the fan out. There's only 4 bolts on it. And next up is the radiator, and then the fan trap should just come with it. There's really a cockroach on my radiator. Yeah? No. Crawling around. And then the last thing to come out is the fan shroud. There you go. Everything out. Alright, so from here on out we put everything back in reverse order. So we're gonna go ahead, we got the fan shroud in, we're gonna go ahead and put the fan in, and then the radiator, and then put everything, bolt everything back up, and then I'll update you guys once that is all done. Alright everybody, we are finally done. Took us a little while longer than expected, but not too long, because with our little rig that we made here, our bolt wasn't long enough, so I had to go and find a long enough bolt, which we did find, so that works out. I'm just about to fill it with coolant, everything's back together. Everything underneath is good. Fan is back on. So let's go. We're gonna have to go ahead and fill it up with some of the coolant that we have, which, well, that looks like it. Don't even look at that, because it's in the green thing, but it's not that bad. I shined the light on it. It's just got a couple bugs in it, but this actually has a filter in it, so we're gonna be using that. So we're about to start filling it with coolant. We got some new coolant. We're gonna use some of the old coolant. So I'll let you know how that goes. Obviously probably good. If it starts leaking, I'll be filming. Here we go, we're gonna go ahead and fill it. Alright guys, so we just finished up with the first drive. Everything went good. I'll be showing y'all the new look in the engine bay. And also, y'all haven't seen this yet, or maybe you noticed, we got it tinted. I got 20% all the way around. No windshield tint, obviously. Let me open the engine bay, and I'll show y'all what it looks like, if I can do it with one hand. Looking clean now. Looks like we got the new radiator, new fan shroud, and a little piece of dust on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new. Hope you guys enjoyed this informational type video somewhat, and peace.